Hey everyone, what's up? It's Chad from Green Acres. Hope you're doing well. I'm at my land, guys. I got a long day at the land to work. Saturday morning, it's about 7 o'clock now, by the way. I just gassed up. I got a little bit of diesel in the SEL 1000. As you can see, it's cloudy. Thankful for the clouds. Much rather work when it's cloudy, than sunny. It's been sunny all week long and warm. It's been between 85 and 90 all week long. Luckily, it has been humid. But either way, yeah, I've got some rain coming in later tonight or tomorrow morning. So I've got to prepare the ground. This area right here, guys, we'll talk more about the land here in a second. I'm just gonna let you know what I got going on. So I got some bad and good news involving the land. I haven't had a chance to really talk about it, but yeah, I've got some ryegrass seed here. 3 50-pound bags. My buddy Shane let me use his rake, harrow. Yeah, pretty heavy duty thing. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna chain it to the back of the laser Z here. I'm gonna pull it along the ground. Obviously, I'm gonna tote it along the ground to kind of loosen it up. We'll see how it does. Loosen it up, tear it up a little bit, and then I'll spread that ryegrass seed. I'm gonna get my permagreen actually later today around lunch and bring it over here and spread the seed in the flat areas. Now, there's gonna be certain areas I can't use the permagreen. But these flat areas, I'll be able to ride along here and spread that seed out. As you see, I got the piles of firewood. We'll talk about the firewood later in another video because I feel like I got things going here now with the firewood. Check that out, guys. It's gonna be a lot of wood. This is trees from the land, and this is from my buddy Brad. It actually came from my friends Emery and Samantha, who had a couple big oak trees cut down on the new property they bought. I got 4 big piles, guys. And now that I got the SEL 1000, I don't have to worry about sifting through it by hand. Y'all see these good sections. So yeah, I'll probably work on that today. I'll get some footage of it. I'm gonna sift through these piles, get the log pieces or the trunk pieces, as you see right there, and probably make a big pile. I'm gonna cut these up too. I just gotta kind of clean this area up. We'll talk about the firewood side of things later. Because I really feel like it's coming together with the firewood. I feel like it makes sense for me. Now, there's a good chunk. We'll see if the SEL 1000 can pick that thing up. I'll get some footage of it later whenever I start working on these piles, sifting through them and moving around. That'll be interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to pick that big piece up right there. We'll see. That'll be a good test, good video. But yeah, y'all, let's talk about the land. Before we do that, I do have a 90 bundle order. I've got to deliver 90 bundles. That's what I'm going to be doing first. As soon as I get done talking to you, I'm going to unload the truck and then start loading the bundles, the 90 bundles I need. I got to make 40 hickory bundles because I'm selling hickory now. I'm mainly just going to be doing bundles with the hickory. So yeah, I feel like that's going to be a good seller. And I got to deliver it to Ace as soon as possible because they're out of firewood and they got a big game. Auburn has a big game tonight. So they feel like they'll be selling a good bid. I just need to get it to them as soon as possible. So I'm gonna load up the bundles here shortly as soon as I can and take it to them. Then I'll get to work on this other stuff. This is the big burn area that I had on the land. So where they had the big pile. Stuff's starting to grow. So yeah, y'all, the bad news, the last time I did a video, I think I was showing you or talking about the fact that I was fertilizing things and it was raining. I was literally fertilizing as it was raining. I was able to get it fertilized and that millet grass was coming up nicely. Well, literally a week after that, I think, it might have been a little longer, army worms invaded and ate every bit of the millet grass. There might have been some back in here. So yeah, that was a bummer, right? I spent a fair amount of money on the fertilizer and the seed, and army worms came and took it out. So that was unfortunate. By the time I noticed it, there was really nothing I could do. Obviously I've got a chemical I can spray them with to kill them, but they had already ate most of it. I mean, they'll come in and out in no time and just eat areas of ground. But they love millet grass and they like Bermuda grass too. But that young, that new millet grass that's coming up, that's what they prefer. You know what I mean? That's what they really like, and they chomped it down in no time. I mean, by the time I noticed it, there was army worms all over the place, and devoured the whole stand of millet grass. But yeah, y'all, this is the back area. I've got some kind of, I don't know, viney looking weed coming up all through here. So that's good, I guess. I mean, I just really just need it to be covered with something to prevent the erosion. It's the front area that I'm, like I said, I'm going to see with the ryegrass. You can see it's a little more sparsely populated with vegetation in the front. So I'm going to, basically this front half, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to tear it up a little bit with the rake harrow, then I'll spread the seed out. And with the rain coming in, hopefully it'll start germinating, especially with it getting cooler as well. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, that was the bad news. And I guess on top of that, I'm paying a company, as you see the corner there, I'll talk about that later. I've got to get some hay bales, some wheat straw bales to strengthen that corner area where a lot of the rain tends to wash down to, and it's overtopped that section of the wall there. Yeah, so I gotta get some wheat bales when I go to Ace and bring it over here and hammer them into the ground. I've got some stakes I'm gonna hammer into the bales themselves just to secure it to the ground and keep it from falling over like it has been before. We've had some good rains, but luckily I haven't had any issues with any kind of erosion for the most part, maybe a little bit here and there. As you can see, I have a silt fence. Yeah, that's the only issue. I don't know if you can see back there where I've had an issue with silt fence. Overall, it's doing well, and generally the water just kind of flows down it into that corner. But I've got to secure that corner a little bit when it does rain. That makes sense. But yeah, the good news is, guys, I'll tell you the good news, and then we'll get started. I'll get some clips and footage, various things on the land, and I'll show you that corner, what I'm going to do there to secure that silt fence where we're having some water. Yeah, the good news is I expected the total cost of the clearing. They call it clear and grub, I think it's the name of it, where they take all the trees out and the stumps out. Then he came back in with a silt fence, 900 feet, I believe, maybe 1,000 feet of silt fence. And he had to come back. For whatever reason, he didn't smooth it out after he cleared and grubbed it. He came back and smoothed it out. So I thought all of that was going to cost me around $30K. Well, based on the conversation we had, I mean, that was my thinking. That's what I thought it was going to cost. I got the bill a few weeks after he'd finally finished, and I got the bill from the secretary there. I think it's actually his mom. It's a family business deal. The company that did the land, and the final bill was $22,940. So yeah, a lot less than I expected. So that's a heck of a deal. You know, clear close to 4 acres of woods, 900 feet of silt fence, and he came back, like I said, and smoothed it out. Yeah, so a little less than $23,000. I expected it to cost $30,000. So that was the good news. I was just glad to see that check clear several weeks ago when I got the invoice and sent in the check to pay for it. So that was good there. I'm just having to continue to pay that company to come monitor it. Every month I got to pay them $425 a month, and I think that's kind of is what it is. I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I think it's one of those state government regulatory deals, kind of BS if you ask me. They just come once a month and they kind of inspect the property, give me some suggestions, anything they notice that needs to be done, that kind of thing, and charge me $425. So as soon as it gets 85% coverage of foliage, I'll be done with them. So that's really that's why I'm trying to get this grass to grow and fill in these bare areas, these less sparsely covered areas with cover, so I don't have to worry about paying that company anymore to come monitor, because it's not needed here. There's no issues with erosion. It's just bogus if you ask me, but don't want to get into all of that, the government regulatory type stuff. But either way, yeah, y'all, I mean, things are progressing. I'm not looking to do anything right now. I'm just staying put, just working my firewood, dealing with that. I'm not worried about building a building right now. I'm just gonna just let things see how they play out. I do have an investor involved, interested in maybe putting some buildings in the front, and I've got my site plan where I'm looking at doing some like camper RV storage type facilities too in the back. So yeah, I'm not looking to do anything right now. I just want to yeah, just want to kind of relax on it and just see how things play out and go from there. I'm not worried about getting involved in anything right now, though. Just want to have a nice, easygoing fall, winter, and we'll see how things transpire, if that makes sense. But either way, guys, hey, listen, I better get at it. I need to get the truck unloaded so I can start loading up those bundles and get the ace. I'll get some footage, the various things I'll be doing. Y'all let me know in the comments anything you may suggest or inquire about, any questions you may have. God bless you. Talk soon. All right, fellas, so yeah, I'm finally done. I ended up having to make, it was 30 hickory bundles over there. I got them separated, so when I drop them off to Ace, it'll be easy to take them off. I got to put stickers on them, all that kind of stuff. Then load them to a cart and just set them in the storage area there, the building. Yeah, I got that done. I had to move some of these logs over so I could back my truck to pick up the existing bundles that I already have made. But unfortunately, I didn't have but 6 or 7 pecan bundles. I made 30 hickory bundles and another 14 or 15 pecan bundles. So yeah, it took me a little longer than I thought making the bundles. Yeah, 45 or so bundles I had to make. And I was able to move, like I said, some of these logs. I just moved them over here. I'm gonna actually probably just stack all these logs here that you see, if I had time today, just set them off over here to the side in a big pile. And I'll try to stagger them, you know, up and down and side to side. That way, when I start cutting them to split, I'm gonna put the split pile right there, put some pallets down. It'll be good, you know, it'll be right there for me to start, you know, cutting them to log size pieces to split up. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully be able to sift through these piles later today. But first, I'm gonna make sure that I loosen this ground up, like I said before, and put the seed out. I'm actually gonna go pick up, like I said, my permagreen around lunch. I'll go home to lunch. I'm only about 5 minutes away from my house. So it's, you know, a great spot for me with the land and whatnot. But either way, guys, yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update. I'll get some footage of me probably using the rake harrow to loosen the ground up in the front half of the land before I put the seed down. But yeah, let's go pick up my check. Yeah, $495 for all these bundles here, 90 bundles in all. Yeah, and they should start, you really start selling a lot, you know, as it cools down. People burn more outside and even inside, that kind of thing. Hope you're doing well, guys. See you soon. That guys, y'all saw it in action there. I really didn't know what to expect, but it did a really good job. I spent a good, I don't know, probably 2 hours, or close to 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. You can see I basically got just beyond the burn spot there, and all the way down in here. Yeah, I got it good, turned up really good, scratched up really good. So yeah, if we get some rain tonight, and I'm gonna come back and get ready to go home and eat some lunch and come back and spread that seed out. Should I spread this? I didn't mention this. Should I spread the seed out, the ryegrass seed, in the back corner where all that viney looking weed is growing? I'm not worried about that right now. Y'all let me know if you think I should or not. Yeah, I got that really good in there, really scratched it up good. And you can see back in the corner, it's pretty well covered. So that's really why I'm not really worried about it. It was just this area in here that I did. But yeah, it worked really good, man. And I tell you, you can't beat the X-Smart Laser Seed. I know my man Ray up there in Sonoa would agree, and he talks about it, the various things you can use it for. It's more than a mower, right? You can do it for all these various things, and y'all saw me use it there. I'd probably felt more comfortable using a four-wheeler or ATV. I was kind of worried about the drive belt potentially breaking because that thing is heavy, and I was worried about it getting, you know, stuck on a root or something like that, but it never did. Or, you know, there's some rocks, quite a few rocks, so I was able to loosen up some of those roots and sticks and twigs that were kind of embedded there in the dirt. And not sure what happened there, guys. Yeah, either way, yeah, things worked out good there. I'm gonna go home, get about to eat, and head back to put the ryegrass seed out and do a few other things. See you soon. Hey everyone, so I'm here in the corner. I figure I'd show y'all what I got going on. I mentioned before, the only issue that I've had with the land in terms of erosion and water flow is back here in this corner. You see, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see it. See that dirt, that silt, that's kind of lined up on the fence itself there. Yeah, so all this water basically flows downhill, right? And it'll basically congregate and flow along the fence to this corner. Yeah, I ain't even got to worry about water getting through there and getting to the creek because there's a little bit of a slope, and it naturally, like I said, it basically would flow all down this area right here along the fence. But yeah, there's a bit of a slope, a ridge along the creek right here. There is a creek by the tree line right here. Then it kind of, from where I'm at now, it goes back that way. So yeah, even with the water, and if there was some silt, some dirt that would flow out of here, this corner, I mean, it's got to go through all of that. Probably a good 40, 50 yards of, you know, thick grass and brush just to get to the creek. So yeah, I'm really not worried about it. You know, it hadn't been an issue to this point, and now that all this, I don't know what that is, guys. Y'all have any idea? Some kind of ground cover, viney looking stuff. I mean, it's overtaken this whole back corner, the back third corner here. It's got some patches there. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to put the ryegrass down the front where there's really not a lot of vegetation at all. But I may spread some ryegrass in these bare spots here throughout. There's some here and there, but I mean, it's pretty well covered, right? And that's all I got to have is 85% coverage of vegetation quit having to pay that company $425 a month again, which I think is bogus. There ain't gonna be no issues here. There's just not. It's just not gonna be an issue in terms of dirt getting to this creek or anything. And we've had a few heavy rains where it essentially knocked it down. The fence had knocked it down, and all the water, I guess, went over top. And you can see some flow here where it kind of washed it out, where it's all congregating. But yeah, I bought these wheat straw bales here, guys. And how much y'all think they cost nowadays? The first place I went to after Tractor Supply, Ace didn't have any, so I went by Tractor Supply, see what they had. Theirs were $11.50 a bundle or a bale. So yeah, I went to the place kind of close by, a co-op place, and I bought some there. They're $7.99. So yeah, I bought 10 of these. I've got to get the sledgehammer that I have up there. You can see my SL1000, and I'm gonna sledgehammer some post. And luckily I actually found these this week. I found these on the side of the road. So yeah, I'm gonna sledgehammer these into the bale itself, into the ground, just to keep them there. So if we do get a heavy rain, especially tonight, if there is heavy rain and all this water congregates, it won't overtop and knock the fence down. That was something they suggested me do, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't necessarily have to do it, what they suggest. It's just a company that I had to pay them. It's a state thing. It's a law thing that you got to have this company. I guess it's affiliated with the state to monitor the land for any kind of erosion issues, or the fact I got the creek here. If they don't want all the, a bunch of dirt flowing to the creek, that kind of thing. So luckily that hasn't been an issue, but I'm going to do this. Like I said, I'm going to put the bales there behind it to secure it. And again, take those posts there and just drive them to the ground so they won't go nowhere. But either way, I just thought I'd show you guys, get a good look from the back corner. See the end of the silk fence way down there, the stop sign. Yeah, it's looking good. I'm gonna probably come in here and weed eat all this high grass here by the fence sometime next week. Yeah, I'm fixing to get ready. I'll get some footage of me chewing that ground up a little bit with a rake harrow, and I'm gonna use the Laser Z X Series mower to drag it along the surface. See how it does. I've never used it before. Yeah, hopefully the Laser Z can pull it, especially I'm worried about it digging into the ground and being a little too much for it, but we'll see how it does. We'll see what the X-Smart Laser Z can do, pulling that rake harrow around on the ground, loosen that dirt up before I put the seed down. Anyway, just thought I'd give you an update back here in the corner, just so you'd see. See you soon. Hey everyone, yeah, I just finished up. It's about 5 o'clock now. I'm headed to the house. Got loaded up. I wasn't able to do any really woodwork, unfortunately. When I got here, I got the permagreen off the truck, and then when I went to crank it up, the mechanism in the coil went bad. So I would have to I took a little pin and I had to manually rewind it. And I tried several times to crank it up. Then once I realized I wasn't going to be able to get it to crank, I ended up using the push spreader, as you saw. So yeah, that was frustrating. It was even more frustrating to realize I wound it up manually with that little pin. As you get a look at the land, I realized when I got ready to load everything up that I forgot to put the thing in neutral. And as soon as I put it in neutral, I wound it up and cranked it up, pulled the cord, and it cranked right up. So yeah, that was just me being frustrated, not thinking. If I'd have been thinking, I'd have realized I didn't have it in neutral. And sure enough, it cranked right up when I put it in the neutral setting on the permagreen. But yeah, either way, yeah, I ended up using that push spreader there and got it done. I feel like I put it on there pretty thick. I have another bag left, but again, I didn't do the back third. So we'll see how it looks when we get some rain. Hopefully get some good rain tonight. We'll start getting it, bale to germinate, get it to germinate in a week or two. We'll see, hopefully it'll start coming up. Y'all let me know, when should I fertilize it? How tall should I let it get before I fertilize? Should I start fertilizing as soon as it germinates and starts sprouting up, or should I wait and let it grow a few inches, 5-6 inches, whatever, then fertilize? How would y'all do that? If any of y'all would let me know in the comments, I'd appreciate it. But either way, guys, hey, it ended up being a successful day. Got a lot done. I went down there at the corner and staked those straw bales up, the wheat bales, behind the silt fence to kind of strengthen it there, so we get a hard rain and it rains, it shouldn't knock it over. It's braced. I got it braced pretty good behind it with those 10 bales of straw, so hopefully it'll keep that water behind it and just let that water filter through the fence without knocking it over, and allowing any dirt or silt to go through, potentially into the creek there. But either way, yeah, it ended up being a good day. I didn't get quite as much done as I was hoping, but got the main thing done. I got the bundles delivered and scratched the ground up and planted the seed. And then we just got to get some rain on it and let it start growing. Go from there. I hope you're having a good weekend, guys. God bless you. Blessed and highly favored. Go to church tomorrow. See ya.